Thanks for joining us again on another edition of our DFS Value Plays, brought to you by ResearchFantasy.com. I am Nick from CWE, and it is Tuesday, March 21st, 2017. Last night, I think our value came through, or at least the one I remember offhand. Taurean Prince didn't, which the whole pace of that Hawks game just ended up being very bad. I'm not sure where Patrick Beverley landed on the night. I didn't get to see the games, didn't get to set my lineups, fell asleep. The game was obviously very close, very high scoring. Patrick Beverley had a decent game. Looks like he came through with about 25, 26 fantasy points. Didn't kill you. Probably didn't help you out too much. And then Rashawn Holmes was just an absolute monster. So, with that said, let's move on to what our module says here. Give you some potential value plays. Randy Foye, really interesting on DraftKings at 3K. He's been hitting between 6 and 7x value, but just not someone that anybody likes to play. So, if you're not risk adverse, I guess there's a potential option for you there. I mean, it doesn't hurt to get a minimum price guy in your lineup, but maybe he sees a few more minutes. No Sean Kilpatrick, probably no Jeremy Lin. Noah Vonleh's kind of the same way. Hasn't really done a lot, but is putting up 5, 6, 7x value. Again, very cheap play, just really unstable, inconsistent. Robin Lopez, Tony Allen, not my favorite tonight. Nikola Mirotic, I think there's some upside there. Vince Carter makes an interesting value play. Nerlens Noel at 4,900 on FanDuel against a Warriors team that just really isn't that great at rim protection is always an option. Greg Monroe fits into our value considerations on DraftKings at 55. Who knows what his minutes will look like because Jason Kidd does what Jason Kidd does. So, and JJ Barea, I think, has some upside against the Warriors tonight. I'm going to start things off with Gorgui Dieng, 9,900 on Fantasy Draft, 52 FanDuel, 5,000 DraftKings. Seen the price drop. Had been a pretty consistent player until Tom Thibodeau realized he liked playing Nemanja Bjelica in those faster up-tempo matchups. Unfortunately, Bjelica's lost for the year. Shabazz Muhammad sees some kind of a bump, but it's not the same situation. I don't think he can play that Bjelica role as the game winds down. I think that the Spurs are a great matchup for Dieng because they're going to play big. They're going to have bigs on the court. That means Dieng should see time. He had over 35 fantasy points against them last time out. I don't like to go off of things like that, but it never hurts to show that a player can have success against the team that he's playing. I think you can do a lot worse. Don't think the ownership will be too high because the Spurs matchup, just the name, will throw some people off. So I'll have a fair share of him in my tournament lineups tonight. Next up, let's go to Chicagoland. Denzel Valentine, shooting guard / small forward. 88K fantasy draft, 4,600 FanDuel, 4,500 DraftKings. We're talking minutes here, 30 to 33 minutes. Matchup is decent. He pulled a double-double out of the hat last time, 14 and 10. Not a bad showing. Is it a one-time thing? Probably, but his game log in terms of fantasy points accrued before that looked favorable enough that we should give him a look tonight. I think that he's going to be one of the guys that are relied upon with no more Dwayne Wade to produce. He's going to have to complement Jimmy Butler in some fashion, and he's got a good college resume behind him in terms of his ability to lead when he needs to. So I don't hate any of those factors going into this matchup. Isn't going to be the highest scoring game on the night, but Valentine should still see opportunities for rebounds, some assists, some steals, and ultimately to score some points. I'll wrap things up today with Spencer Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets. He is a point guard, 7,400 fantasy draft, 35 FanDuel, 38 DraftKings. Jeremy Lin looking questionable unless the sickness has rotted my brain. I think I saw that Spencer Dinwiddie was being named the starting point guard for the remainder of the year anyway. At a price like this, regardless of the matchup against Detroit, which is, they're not a great basketball team, but they're also not a great basketball team to like target. But it's just an attrition thing for me. A guy who could see 30 to 33 minutes, even with Kenny Atkinson coaching this team, is someone that I'm definitely willing to target because you are looking at the potential of 10x upside here if everything falls right. He had something like 33 DraftKings points the other night, so I think you can do a lot worse than Spencer Dinwiddie. He's probably going to be another highly owned value play tonight, but I don't think the mentality with using him is wrong. So thank you for joining us. Make sure to hit subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're close to that 100 mark. I would really like to get there, so please tell a friend. I don't want to sound like PBS. I think that's who does that, but that would be great. Head over to researchfantasy.com. Sign up for our NBA mailing list. Head over to Facebook, like us there. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win, and join us again next time.